Hi, my name's Leonie Bolt, and I went from high school troublemaker and long-time backpacker to accidental entrepreneur. After 15 years working as a professional photographer and running my own studio, I grew into becoming a personal empowerment and business mentor to help other women to follow their passions and find their purpose too. I've learned to pave my own way through life, and now I empower others to do the same, to break through their limiting beliefs and empower them to shine. Welcome to the Empowered to Shine podcast, where we dive deep into creating a life by your own design. Welcome back to the Empowered to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Leonie Bolt, and today we've got Suzanne Butler from Suzanne Butler Lifestyle Designs. Suzanne and I actually met years ago when she was running a networking group called Business in Heels. And since then, I've watched her transition through a number of businesses and finally find her place doing something she's super passionate about. So welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you, Leonie. It's great to be here.
Now, tell us a little bit about your business to start with, where you are right now, and then we might kind of backtrack a little bit into how you got there.
Okay, so about 12 months ago, I had a massive lifestyle change, and I have gone down this sort of route of self-discovery and actually finding my true self, because she's been hiding for quite a number of years. And I was offered to participate in a mentorship and certification to become a Feng Shui practitioner, which was incredibly exciting for me because I've been working in that space personally for my own means for about 6 years now. So to be offered that opportunity to do something I'm really passionate about and learn more and then be able to help other people it was too much to say no to. So I'm doing what I love, and it's a full passion, and transforming lives, like literally transforming lives. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible that you've managed to finally find this, and I know that there's been a process to get there. I've seen you do a number of things along the way. Always, you know, the entrepreneur, as we all do, dip our toes in a lot of different things. Yeah. So, what sort of, obviously, you were doing this in your own life.
Yeah.
What started you to actually bring this into your life in the first place?
I was incredibly stuck. I was doing all the right things. Of the businesses that I was running, I had a martial arts school. I was running my ex-partner's painting business. I had a virtual assistant business, and I was going okay, but it just felt like I was constantly treading water. Money was just flying out. There was bills left, right, and center. There was legal dramas. Everything was just chaos, and I was in another group and someone mentioned this basically online group course thing that you could do with Feng Shui. So I watched the video and I instantly knew that was my answer. And I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I literally had no money in the bank. I think it was something like $1,500 for me to participate. This is my last. There's something not working. There's something not right. I need to do this. I have no choice. Like, it was either sink or swim. And so I just hit submit, and I went, "Hey, well, it's up to the universe now." And literally, it is up to the universe. It was up to the universe, and the changes that I saw instantly were ridiculous. So I've received in the last 6 years, I've received my last count, I think around over $150,000 in money that I was not expecting. I've gotten jobs easy. Like I went back to working for someone and it became a financial need more than I want, obviously. You know, a number of jobs I get offered them on the spot. It wasn't even I'll come back for a second or third interview. It's like, yeah, when can you start? Other opportunities kept coming. Travel. things just started flowing, and I thought there's something in this. And I just become more and more passionate about it and wanting to learn more about it. And so then, when the mentorship came up, I grabbed it. So, and now I know that particular house I was living in, I know now why it was doing what it was doing. So, everything, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. So what is it all about? Is it just like moving furniture into the right spots, or tell me a little bit more about how it works?
So it is a little bit more in depth than that. There are a number of different schools of Feng Shui. In the 1980s, it started gaining popularity, and it was a lot of that, moving furniture around and, having a gold thing here and something red over here and making it all look fancy, or painting your entire house white. So that was the thing to do. The school that I'm a practitioner in is the traditional flying stars. So how beginning of February we all head off to Chinese for Chinese New Year, and have a bit of a Ni Hao celebration and what have you. That's actually when the energies change in your home. So what we do is we use numbers, a heap of calculations that we use based on the position of your home on the plot of land, where it's facing, the year it was built, and a number of other things that we look at to work out what type of house you have. And from that, work out what remedies we need to put in. So when I say remedies, I'm talking about things like metal, water, plants, so we call that wood, earth, so terracotta or crystals, that sort of thing, and fire put in by way of color. More than you can't put fire in your house, that just won't work. So these remedies change every year, and then we also remedy the outside of your house depending on what type of house you have. So there's 4 types of homes. There's good for money, good for people. There's good for people, bad for money. There's bad for people, good for money, and then there's bad for people, bad for money. So my first house that I did it in was actually it was bad for money. It was good for people, but bad for money. So that's why money was flying out the door. So we use different things to remedy that, to stop that happening. Basically, put a dam against money flying out, or if you've got a house where people are really sick all the time, or you've got problems with keeping a job, or relationship issues inside the house, behavioral problems with children, it could have something to do with the actual home itself. So we remedy inside and out to support who is living in it. It's fascinating. It's really exciting stuff when I actually deal with clients now, and I do this massive questionnaire about what's going on in their life, and then I run the calculations. I go, oh, well, I know why that's happened, and I know why that's happened. It's like, I guess, reading a palm or astrology for your home. So we literally call it acupuncture for your home, because we open up the energy channels to actually work for you rather than against you. So
yeah, that's incredible that you can actually go, oh yeah, I can see why that's happening.
Yeah. So people have fertility problems. There could be something in their north that is blocking getting pregnant or staying pregnant. If anything in the north to do with, if you've got kidney problems, or a child wets the bed, or things like that, there could be a blockage in your north. So each part of your house represents body parts. It represents things happening, either good or bad. And sometimes if we don't remedy them, that's why you can have problems. So
so obviously there's a certain element of decluttering
100%.
that goes with it.
And that's a continual thing. So I still have to remind myself to do it, that if something's not moving for me, it's like, okay, why isn't this moving? What do I need to do? And I ask the house, what do I need to do? And you have to sit for a minute and think, okay, what part of my home is that that topic? So for me, for example, I've unfortunately, as I say, in my last 12 months, I've been going through some personal things, the ending of a marriage, and trying to find myself again. And part of that is obviously a property settlement. So it's been dragging on. There's no other words to describe it. It's been dragging on. It's absolutely insanely ridiculous. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
So I've done cord cutting. I've written my affirmations out. I've given gratitudes to the universe. Did all my work, did all the inner work that I needed to do, but something still wasn't moving. And I had a call with a friend the other night. She's another practitioner. And I was in my bedroom and she could see in the background that my overnight bags were sitting on top of my wardrobe.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "Why are they sitting there?" I said, "Oh, because I can't fit them in my wardrobe." Now, my wardrobe is not full, but it was full of crap. It was full of stuff that did not need to be in there. And then I realized, my wardrobe is in my northwest, which is my helpful people gua. So we work in guas. Each square in your house resembles what represents part of your life. So I'll go through that in a minute. But that was in my northwest. Helpful people. I'm asking for help and I'm not getting it because my northwest is cluttered. So Sunday in my pajamas, I'm like pulling everything out. I'm wiping it out. I'm like, what is this even doing in here? Like there was stuff in there that didn't need to be in there in the first place.
Yeah.
And Tuesday morning, I let it go. I cleaned it all out. It felt better. Tuesday morning, 4:00, I'm messaging my solicitor saying, I need to deal with this. We need to follow this up today. And I get a message back at 9:00 saying, we don't need to. It came through last night.
Oh, while you were decluttering.
No, the day after I decluttered. So I'm like, okay, is it a coincidence? Some people might say so, but this I say has been dragging out for months. I'm saying it's happened now within 24 hours of me cleaning out my wardrobe.
Yep.
You know, there's been I've got plenty of other anecdotes like that have happened to me, and it makes me laugh. It still makes me laugh when things happen.
Yeah, it's almost ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I say that, things you've got the 9 guas. So I'm looking at because I always forget one of them. You've got your travel and helpful people, which is in your northwest. You've got your career, which is in your north. You have your knowledge and cultivation center, so where you learn things, which is in your northeast. So if you are going to uni and you're wanting really good results, you would put affirmations to promote that in your northeast. Your west is your children and creativity. So those are people that are trying to fall pregnant would put really good affirmations. You make sure your west was fully decluttered. To support that, to bring in a healthy baby. Or if you're wanting to learn new things, then you will place things that represent that in the west as well. The center is the most important, in my opinion, of your home. So that represents self. So it's self-care, it's looking after your diet, it's exercise, it's anything that can affect your self. So that's a really, really important place to keep decluttered. So again, for example, I've had a number of health issues over the past few years, especially around weight, and it didn't matter what it did, gut health and that sort of thing. This year I put a different remedy in the center, and I've had zero trouble following this diet that I've been doing. It's been incredibly easy, and it's been so hard before. So the remedies I've supported what I've been trying to do. Your east is your family and community. So that's where you would put family photos. And things that involve yourself in the community, you would put them there. Your southeast is your wealth and abundance area. So this is the one that everyone talks about. Now, when I say it's the southeast, it is the southeast of your actual home, not the southeast when you walk through your door and it's the far left corner. It is actually the southeast. So you can find any of these directions on a compass from your phone. But you would place things there that feel abundant to you, whether it's a bowl of coins, pictures of, if you wanted to buy a yacht, then maybe you put photos of yachts or something like that in there. But yeah, things that make you feel abundant, and obviously keep that really decluttered as well. South is your fame and reputation. So how do you want the world to see you? So if you've received awards, you would possibly display them there. If you've been in magazine articles and you've got them framed, you'd put them there as well. So it's just how the world sees you. And then the Southwest, your love and relationships area.
Yeah.
So in this area, you would not put photos of your children. You would put photos of your partner and you. If you're trying to welcome in love, you wouldn't put sole individual photos of yourself in there. You would put photos or artwork representing a partnership. So those sort of things are intention driven, but energetically they yell at you. They will scream at you as to what is going on in your life. Stories of women that have had in their bedrooms photos of like Medusa. Like, how do you think you're going to get a relationship when you've got a woman's head with snakes coming out of it? It's not really conducive to a romantic environment, I wouldn't have thought. For your bedroom, also the master bed, don't put children's photos in there, or photos of your parents or grandparents, because it sort of represents people looking on. No one wants it. I mean, if you're into that, hey, go for it. But it's not really, it's not creating that energy of romance in there. So.
So how do you remedy a house that's not set up for the right energy?
We literally do a personal report on each house. So each house is very different. And it is done based on when it was constructed, how it faces, and that's pretty much what we do. We just work out what needs to go where based on that. We work with, as I've been saying, the different directions, what we call a bagua map, which we place over the floor plan, which some houses might be missing different guas. So like I said before, if your north might be missing, then we have to recreate walls like energetically to make the square complete. Because you don't put remedies outside that are supposed to go inside. It has to be inside the four walls of the home. So there's ways around fixing anything. It's just a matter of looking at it, really.
And working with someone that actually knows what they're doing.
So you can actually do, with all the generic advice out there, you can actually do more harm than good. So when I'm talking about, putting things in your bedroom, they're all intention and energetic remedies. But, some say, oh, put red in your love and relationships area. I'm lucky. I'm supposed to have red in my love and relationships area, but someone else might need water. Or someone else might need metal. Now, fire, if you've got red in there and you actually need metal, fire melts metal. So it could have a really adverse reaction to what you're trying to actually achieve. Just if anyone is just taking general advice, just be really careful with what you're placing, because it can have an adverse effect on your home.
So you obviously have personal things that work for you and don't work for you as well. How is that worked out?
Do you mean as in artwork or what you've got there currently? Or
so obviously you said that fire works for you.
Oh no, I'm in my Southwest, as per my report, I'm supposed to have fire there, but you might not. You might need wood, and if you've got red there, then wood obviously burns fire. Fire burns wood, so it destroys it. So it can have this adverse reaction. So it's literally dependent on your personal report, what your house needs.
And it seems to work very much like star signs and that sort of energy, like relationships and, fire and water and all of that as well.
I mean, it's ancient. It's thousands of years old, and they've been using it for thousands of years. So, as far as I'm concerned, if your house isn't supporting you, it won't matter what you do.
Yeah.
If you're doing all the work, if you are, you're going through a discovery journey, and you're having counseling, you're having kinesiology, you're having Reiki, you're going to a nutritionist, you're doing all the things, and something's still not working, it's your house.
Yeah.
So if you remedy the house and it's still not working, then you haven't done the inner work. So when I first started doing it, money still wasn't flowing. Like, I did everything I was told. I was a religious student. Like, no, what's next? Tell me what do I got to do next?
Yeah.
And money still wasn't flowing. And my mentor said to me, okay, we'll do a walk through your house. We'll see what's not right. And we did the house. She goes, no, that room's perfect. That one's fine. Nothing wrong there. And we got into my office, and she went, and this is where you sit every day. I said, yeah. She said, where is your power position? So we work out what your personal power positions are, where you should be seated, where you should be sitting, where you should be sleeping, where you should be eating, like what direction you should actually be facing.
Yeah.
And she said, you're sitting there. I said, yeah. She said, and where's your power position? I said, northwest. And she said, and what are you facing? I said, south. And she said, and can you do anything coming towards you with your back to the door like that? I said, no. She goes, move your desk.
Yeah.
Move your desk. She said, turn so your back's in the power position. I went, okay, righto. So I turned everything around, and she said, and what's that pile of paperwork sitting there? So, it's my taxes. She said, and why are they, this was October, right? October, November. And she said, and why are they sitting there? I said, because I need to do my tax. And she said, and why haven't you done it? I said, because I just haven't. And she said, do your tax.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, fine, whatever. And she goes, no, do your tax. Now, I now know that I had this blockage about doing my taxes, because every year I got a debt. It didn't matter what I did, I got a debt every single year. So I would leave it until like March the following year to do my tax. And then, oh, surprise, surprise, there's another tax debt. And then have to worry about how am I going to pay it. She said, do your taxes. So I did my tax. I got a $10,000 return.
Wow, that's huge. That's massive from being in debt every year.
Yeah. But because I had that fear, it was stopping me from doing it. Now, like I was out last night, I've never done my tax so early. I was reconciling everything last night. I'm like,
it's 1st of July, by the way.
waiting for my payment summary for my job, and I can do my tax. And that was my blockage. So as soon as I did that, I let it go, and money started coming in.
Yeah.
So you're actually blocking it on every level. I started getting more clients because I turned my desk around. So the whole thing about your back to the door, it won't matter in what room you're in, don't have your back to the door, because you literally can't see what's coming towards you, so you can't defend yourself. So you could potentially, be getting complaint letters or, just negativity, and you don't know what's coming, so you can't protect yourself. So always, so where I'm sitting now, my back is towards the northwest, and I can see the door, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels.
Yeah, well, I just rearranged my desk the other day because the aircon you see behind me, that wasn't there. But once that went in, nothing fit where it used to go. But even though I've got 2 doors here, but they're on the sides. So, but at least now I can see straight out the front window to whenever the delivery man arrives with my packages.
But then you could also change it so your desk is in the middle of the room, so you can see the door to the side, you can see the window, and you can see that other door as well, if your desk fits,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just all a matter where your power position is, and you can try and make it work.
Yeah. It's all very intriguing.
It is, and I'm obsessed with it, and it just makes sense when you start working with people. They've tried everything and they don't know why they're not succeeding, or why their relationship has dropped off, or why they didn't get that promotion, or why they can't get a job, or why they can't keep a job. And it's because of the house. It's literally the home they're living in, and they're spending, especially through COVID, everyone's spending so much time in their home. So why do you think some people have done incredibly well through COVID and then others haven't? And I'm talking about the average person that, that they haven't got a business or anything, but are working in the industry where others have lost their jobs. Their home is supporting them, and then others, they're not. So I have found out, once I've really looked at my house now, I live in the divorce house. Which makes so much sense. Now, when I say divorce house, it doesn't mean everyone who would move into a house like mine would get divorced. It just means that typically in the divorce house, the woman of the house is very, very strong and independent. And if they're with someone that doesn't like that, it ain't going to work. And when I found that out, well, that makes a lot of sense. So, we'll just create an empire by myself.
Yeah. Oh, it's for the best, though. We know that.
Absolutely. I'm certainly not crying in my cornflakes every morning. That's for sure.
And actually, you are a lot lighter and happier and full of joy compared to what you were a few years ago. I know you've been sharing some before and afters, and just, you can, I, as a photographer, I see it in a lot of people comparing photos over the years, but you can actually see the transformation in you. Like, your eyes were so dead and full of sorrow before, compared to where you are now, and the transformation's beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. I have, like, my marriage, it ended because of domestic violence. So, I do believe that my home in that instance has actually supported me. It's helped me clear things a lot quicker, because everything's been decluttered and everything's been where it should. So emotionally, I've been able to, pull my socks up and I guess get on with it. The previous relationship also, it ended because of Feng Shui. I was in a very dead, loveless, passionless relationship where there was no intimacy. And when I started doing this, and I started doing my vision boards and doing my vision to reality, and what I wanted from a relationship, it was completely parallels apart from what I was actually living. And because I put it out there and I set my intention for what I wanted, within 3 months it ended.
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing with Feng Shui, is it will actually push you to fix things you've been putting off. So, like my taxes, relationships, yourself. I say, with my health, I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis a couple of years ago. I'm on medication. My gut health hasn't been great, and I was trying everything. Like, I was doing all the right things and nothing was working, until one morning, I think it was probably March this year, I woke up and I can't do this anymore. And I'd put my remedies in only the month before, and I say, like, I've had to cut a lot of things out of my diet, and everyone says, oh, you shouldn't have to, but I have had to. It's just been a reality for me. And in the past, I've tried it and I've failed. I've just failed to do it. Not that I've failed, because I had all the right intention to do it. But it's actually been impossible. But this time, the house has supported me with what I've needed to do, and it's been easy. And I hate saying that. Like, I'm not doing really anything different. I'm not eating any less. I'm not eating any more either, but I'm eating what's right for me. And I'm finally, after, I would say 15 years, I'm actually losing weight.
Yeah,
And
isn't that
I
incredible?
know the only real change I've made is putting my remedies in.
Yeah.
And like I've had no change in mindset,
Yeah.
or no, that hasn't changed because that's always been a want. It's always been what I wanted to do. But I'm finally having that support with my home and everything's working the way it should, that I'm having that success. So
Yeah.
I feel for the first time, I think ever, the most comfortable I've ever felt in myself.
Yep.
Um, you know, I was talking to someone the other day, like I've been nominated for the Beam in Business Award, which is amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And for the first time ever, I feel like I can stand up and stand out. And
Yeah.
that's been so hard for me. Like I'm a very confident and, you know, energetic person. I love people. But I've always felt this need to stand back and not
Mm-hmm.
stand front and center. You know, just even buying my glasses, they're a bit crazy, but that's who
Yeah,
I
I
am.
love them. Yeah.
I love them. And it actually suits me, and it is who I've always been, but I'm finally letting her out. So
Yes.
um yeah, I'm a completely different person. Yeah, as you said, you're right. I was dead. I was dead inside. I was just
Yeah.
miserable, and
Yeah.
now I'm not.
Yeah. And you're going to the Mind Body Spirit Festival that's coming up as
Yeah,
well, aren't you?
yeah. Well, it was supposed to be next weekend, but thanks COVID.
Thanks, COVID, yet again.
It's been put on hold till the end of July. So the last weekend in July is when it's being
Yep.
on now. So yeah,
Great.
so really excited about that. So if anyone's around, yeah, I'll have a couple of special deals that I'm running.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd love to chat to anyone that wants to know more.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And where else can people connect with you if they can't get to the Mind Body Spirit Festival?
I'm everywhere.
I'm everywhere, man.
All over the socials. So you can find me on Facebook, just Suzanne Butler Lifestyle, or Instagram, the same. And then I've also got a Facebook group as well. So my intention is I'm behind what I'm doing. It's very similar to yourself. And this is due to what I've done myself, is I want women to stop adhering to societal norms. That's
Yeah.
my biggest thing. If you want to never get married, never have children, that's okay.
Yep.
We can help you get that, get that in your life. If you want to find a partner, I can help you that. Your house can support you. If you're wanting to go back to school, we can do that too. If you want to be a crazy cat lady with 20 cats, then that's your choice. No one has a right to tell you what you can and can't do with your life. It's yours. And that
Yeah.
goes for anyone who's married. I know things are a bit difficult when you do have, you're married and children, but even so, it's your choice. It's still your life. You still need to live it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just from what I've lived, and I was expected to get married, and that's what I thought was expected of me, is to get married and have children. I now wish I didn't get married. I only got married because someone asked me, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And seriously, at 39 years of age, you thought I would have known better. But that's where my head was at. Like, no one had asked me to marry them before. I didn't think I'd get that chance again. And I'm like, why would you do that? That's just silly.
And it is. It's just ticking the boxes of the things we think we should be doing. Get married, buy a house, have children, save for, retirement.
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily going to find joy and your purpose in all of that.
No.
Everyone's different.
Not. Yeah. So that's what my group is. It's about designing your life on your terms and what you want from your life. So yeah, you can find me there as well. And then I'm randomly on TikTok, but I don't dance, so not sure that's it. An account, to be quite honest.
That's just a bit of fun. Oh, fabulous. Well, I'll make sure I put all of your links in the show notes. So if anyone's looking for where to find you, they'll be at leoniebolt.com/podcast. Just look for this episode and I'll pop the links in there so you can find Suzanne. And if you're at the Mind, Body, Spirits Festival, look out for her, have a chat, pick her brain.
I'll have a free pen or something there for you.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Suzanne. It's been fabulous having you on the show, and I've got so many questions now. I'm going to start decluttering. I think I'm still in lockdown. We're still in lockdown, so let's start cleaning. Let's start decluttering.
Thanks, Leonie.
Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Shine podcast. My name's Leonie Bolt, and I'm glad that you were able to join us today. I hope you got some serious inspiration from today's episode. If you'd like to find more episodes, go to leoniebolt.com/podcasts or start subscribing on your favorite podcast streaming channel. I look forward to seeing you again soon.